Saved newspaper articles, which people don't do anymore. Nowadays, everything's on the web or the internet and everything, and he actually had articles pinned up there of all the amazing things that Fairlawn had and did. And a bunch of pictures of he and his workers, working and maybe playing a little bit too. But it was very impressive. And then as I grew up, I kind of understood what it was all about and how much he loved to work and come here. And I guess I was probably in middle school back here, and I used to like to miss the bus once in a while so I could come back here and hang out with my father and the guys, and he would take me home after school instead of the bus. And there was just a great sense of camaraderie and it made your heart feel good to show up at work. And I know that he and his guys loved what they did. And when I was in about middle school, I remember my father was nominated to be the borough employee for one of the, he's into the competition for the state of, for a borough employee. And I wondered how he did that. And I asked him, Dad, how'd you enter that, or what'd you do? And I remember he kind of like shrugged it off and kind of huff and puffed and said, oh, it was probably George and Jimmy. It was probably George and Jimmy nominating me or doing something like that. And sure enough, he won, and he became the borough employee of the year for the whole state. And I was so proud of him. We're all so proud of him. And he still shrugged it off and didn't really want to accept the credit. He, shrugged it off and still blamed it on Jimmy and the late great George Fry for entering him. And I said, Dad, well, how'd you win? What did you do? Did you have to take a test, or what did you? And all I think he did was show up, and he was still so humble in the honor and everything. And we were all so proud. It was such a nice thing. And I saw his actual, his punch list of what he had to do around town with the ball fields and the pools, and the parks, and how many lots and plots and everything that these men did. And my father and his crew of maybe 10 guys, and just they always did such an amazing job. And he men like Jimmy Graff, Mayor Cosgrove, Bob Young, Scott Homa, of course George Fry, and my father. They're the men and the glue that hold this town together. And we love them dearly. And my father, I know he's watching down on us, and he's as proud of us as we are of him. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Matt. This time I'd like to bring up Bob Young, our Parks Department Supervisor, with our plaque dedication. Scooter had the opportunity and privilege to work with Matty for 25 years, and they were great 25 years. Bob Young.
Thank you, Jimmy. Welcome everybody again today. I know that man's smiling down on us, saying, what are you doing that to me for? He goes, I don't deserve that. That's the way Matty was. I just want to tell you a couple of quick stories. I think you'll get a laugh out of a few of them. This sums up Matty. Early in my career here, I was with Matty one day, and we were on Fairlawn Ave and Plaza Road. And remember the Grand Union that used to be over there? Well, there's a lot of old people who used to shop over there and go back to their apartment, and they had those food carts. Well, one day, Matty and I were waiting at the light by the Exxon to come across, and this lady was there a good 5 minutes. Well, when the light turned green, you know what Matty did, right? He pulled over to the curb. He actually stopped traffic on Fairlawn Avenue. He didn't care if the light was red, green, or blue, and that lady got across. That's the kind of thing Matty did. Another funny story Matty and I did, we had a big blizzard in 1983 of Lincoln's birthday. I don't know how many people remember that one. Well, the town was crippled that year. We didn't get called until late that year. I can talk about that now because those people are gone. And they wanted to save some money. What happened was, and it was a misfortune, but Matty made it right. The ambulance got stuck right here on River Road. There was a pregnant lady in the back, and the ambulance got stuck. Matty and I plowed that ambulance to Barnett Hospital. And the lady sent us a beautiful letter after that. I don't remember that one. You remember that. So that's the kind of person Matty was. I mean, I could be here for hours telling you stories about Matty. And they were all funny. He was a sincere man. I love him to death, and I miss him to death. And doing this building here is a big tribute to him, and I think it's well deserved. And I'd like to read this plaque that will hang inside our building. Matty Croughan, Parks Department Building. The Borough of Fairlawn dedicates this building in honor of the memory of Matty Croughan for 35 years of service to the borough, including 15 years as the Borough Parks Department Superintendent. Matty was a military veteran, a member of the American Legion, an ambulance corps member, and a member of volunteer in various civic organizations. This plaque and building is dedicated December 7, 2013. Mayor John Cosgrove, Deputy Mayor Ed Chewinski, Deputy Mayor Ginny Beretta, Councilman Lisa Swain, Councilman Kurt Peluso, Borough Manager Jim Van Kroonigen, Superintendent of Recreation and Parks James Graff, Parks Department Supervisor Robert Young.
Thanks, Bobby. The Croughan family would come over. Matt will do the honors. We'll unveil the sign. You could get it.
I never could really jump that well.
You could get it. Matty Croughan, Parks Department building. At this time, would Frank Bartlett and Scott Homa come up and present Marissa and Irma with a bouquet of flowers? Thank you. In closing, I would like to thank Scooter, Frank, Scott, and our Rec and Park staff for all their assistance in making this day special for Matty's family. I would like to thank the borough employees in attendance that had the privilege of working with Matty throughout the years, and many of his friends that are here today. I would like to thank them also for coming out too, especially the Amoruso family and the Bartlett family. This was a special day for all of us who knew Matty. It was an opportunity for friends and family to recognize and honor a true friend. Please join us for light refreshments inside in the Matty Croughan Parks Department building. Thank you.